they take their opinion, they will not come to a conclusion. Most of the time, the forum, when they meet, the quorum is not complete. The requisite number were not there. If the quorum is complete, they don't take a decision in one meeting. If they take a decision, the minutes are not ready. If they write the minutes, it is not signed in appropriate time. So I had kept on waiting for almost 1.5 years to get this solved. It is a single man fight, and I have no at that time much paraphernalia. I used to travel to Delhi every week or every 15 days, sit with the different departments, wait in the corridors to meet the concerned secretaries, additional secretary or joint secretary, to get the clearances. Department of Biotechnology has given 4 or 5 steps here. There, you will be surprised to know, Institutional Biosafety Committee, I have to get through that. RCGM, that is Review Committee on Genetic Manipulation. Next committee, Genetic Engineering Application Committee, then Drug Control Journal of India. After all these things, I had to go through preclinical studies approval. After preclinical approval, I had to again apply to DCGI. After he approves, then it has to come to the committee, special committee for ethics committee for allowing clinical trials on humans. They approve, then I had to go with that approval letter to concerned hospital. And every hospital will have their own ethics committee. And the ethics committee have to meet and then approve this clinical trial. Then only clinical trials will start. In fact, at one point of time, I have done some exercise. How many clearances are required to get started a biopharma company for 63 steps, not 1, 2, 3, 63 steps. All these steps, most of them, in my opinion, are irrelevant, preposterous, unwarranted, age-old. See, when I want to start a high-end biotech company, first of all, that knowledge is not there in the industry department. They say that biotechnology, we never heard this. So you have to run away from the city for 40 kilometers. I was pushed out of 40 kilometers out of the city. There, no road, no communication. Okay. Then, when I have a plan to build what is the education level? And that sarpanch. The sarpanches, nowadays, not nowadays, in those days also. A Nishanidar, one lady will be a sarpanch and a husband will be running that office by keeping her in the front place. And she can only put her thumb impression, not even signature. And she has to give me permission. All these things are one part. After crossing all these limits, I think I'm running out of time. I have no experienced candidates. I requested my guide, who is associate professor in molecular biology department of Osmania. I collected the alumni addresses. I wrote letters to people who are, most of them in US or Europe. Come back for a good cause. We have to make our own vaccine. It is not available locally. That's why it is not added into the immunization schedule. Very costly affair. Country has no foreign exchange. At that time in 92, when I gathered it is only $300 million for our foreign exchange reserves, just enough for 2 months imports. Now we have $570 billion. Country has improved, no doubt. But only thing is, the wealth is accumulated with 1% of the population. Around 43% of the country's wealth is with 1% of the population. That is this tragedy. In those days, when there is no foreign exchange reserves, government was not willing to import this vaccine in bulk and then give to everyone by adding into immunization schedule. That is the reason our government was not giving this vaccine in immunization schedule. So my purpose is to make it local available, make it available in local currency at affordable price. So next step is, I have no knowledge about that. This lady has given me some clue about it. I wrote letters to many stalwarts who got educated here and working in life sciences area in different good companies in US and Europe. Some of them replied by my patriotic letter that you should come back and give back to society what you are got educated. Is not 1 lakh what you spent to get a degree, but 10 lakhs is being spent by government to make you a degree holder. You should give back. You should give back. Unless you give back, you go to society. That's what I wrote. And some people responded. Some people came in. After coming here, after seeing that there is nothing here except myself in a dilapidated laboratory room in Usmania University, they went back. Some 2-3 people got attached to my thought process, and they were literally agreed to work with me, and they stayed back. I could make a team of 7 people with that lady, Usmania associate professor. We started working. After 1 year, we were asked to leave the place. Meanwhile, I was working for funding. No bank came forward. They said that is a new subject, we can't do. And you are saying that you are doing research. For research, we don't do funds. Only for proven technologies we give. Make a paracetamol, we can fund you. Or else make a re-rolling steel mill, we'll give you funding. Make a cement project, we can give you funding, but not for an unknown product. Like we never heard his name, hepatitis B, and that too, you are saying through biotechnology. Show me one company where it is working well. There's no company to show. Apart from making a good working company, where is the company at all? So in such circumstances, no bank came forward. I approached IFCA and IDBI. They were also of the negative opinion that you can't be making it. I even influenced chairman of Andhra Bank at that time, Dr. Narayanan, and he advised his general manager to look into the case. Probably he might have advised him to discourage me only, because the general manager spoke to me in a very diplomatic way. Yes, Reddy, you are coming for project funding and you want to do R&D. For R&D, normally we don't do, but chairman said that I should look into the project. How much is being imported into the country? How much is consumed this vaccine by importation? 1,68,000. 1,68,000. So if at all you make it, probably you will get 10% of the market share. That is, you are going to sell around 17,000 doses in a year. Slowly you will catch up 1,68,000. No, sir. We have 23 million babies every year, and there is backlog of children. For every child, we have to give 3 doses. My calculation is more than 150 million we require every year. He doesn't agree with that. Now it is consumed only 1,68,000. Your market share is going to be 10%. That's the template he was taught by bank officers. And then also his point is, at what price you want to sell. I want to sell it in, I don't know how much it costs, sir. I have not done any exercise on that. But my intention is to make it available at low cost, meaning, he said, meaning any other vaccine, what it costs, 50 rupees. BCG vaccine is around 50. DPT vaccine is around 45, 50 rupees. MMR is around 60 rupees. So I will match that price, 50 rupees. So you are only imagining, you are not sure. I am not sure, sir. 50 rupees I want to give. That is my intention. Even if your intention is right and you are able to make it at 50, and if by selling 17,000 doses, how will you repay my loan? You want 15 crores loan. You can't repay my loan. So you are unfit for funding. So I had to walk away. No bank gave me money. I don't know the subject. I don't have experienced hands. With the raw hands, we started the work with strong belief that we have good science with us, commitment for the country. Our people did. It is not me done. Unfortunately, media may say Varaprasad developed vaccine. No, I got it developed by our scientists. Slowly, our 7 members, we moved to CCMB. The technical scientific ambience in CMB helped us. Not that they have given any technology to us, but that scientific ambience has definitely helped our scientists to do good work. When there is any doubt, we used to ask. We use their equipment. They have validated our product. We could develop our vaccine exactly after 50 years of it. In 1997 August, we are ready with our vaccine. But before that, there are some steps. We have to go through several clearances. I told you, preclinical, clinical. In preclinical time, we had a lot of difficulties. Animal love society. There are some societies who they love more animals than the human beings. Our Manaka Gandhi, she has asked me to fund for animal society before I start clinical trials on animals, preclinical trials. I said, I have no money. I have very little money to do, so I cannot do this. Then she has sent her volunteers to evacuate all testing animals. I lost 6 months of time, preclinical studies, saying that I am very cruel to animals. I argued with her saying that your son has taken vaccine, I suppose. She said, yes. How that vaccine has come? After testing in preclinical and clinical. That means your son could get a vaccine only after going through preclinical and clinical. And you are using face powder. The face powder is tested on animal eyes. They put that powder in their eyes because every face powder will have mica resin, fine particles of mica. If that animal loses its sight, it is a negative point for the approval of the talcum powder. So all these tests were, unless it is done, proven that they are safe, without establishing safety, how can we make a vaccine? How can we save our children? In the larger interest of children, we have to have these clinical trials. It's a science protocol. How can you object to me? You scientific bastards, you talk anything, I don't allow you to do this. We went to court, we got cleared, but time loss. Okay. Finally, clinical trials, that also same problem. And before this, I had to go back again. Where is the funding? 15 crores has not come from any bank. And I could raise only 2 crores. A foreign national, Oman, is a foreign affairs minister. In his personal capacity, he came down to support this project, having heard this about this project from P.V. Narasimha Rao. Let P.V. Narasimha Rao casually mentioned to him that one guy is suffering with this development of vaccine. He is having all hard times with the government. He is not able to withstand all this pressure. Then he said that I will support him, but we also know the importance of a vaccine. Our country has many what called Rolls-Royce cars also, and we have equal number of donkeys on which our people travel. We have equal number of rich people and non-rich people. I need this vaccine also for poor people. So he came and participated. He participated 50-50 joint ventures. He said that I am from a royal family. You can be 50% shareholder with 2 crores. I will infuse 2 crores as equity. Then we are 50-50, 1% not higher or lower than you. And I will arrange the term loan from Oman at his personal guarantee. He arranged it, that noble man, he arranged it with his personal guarantee, 15 crores loan. So we never looked back. With the 19 crores, we could complete. And we have come to clinical stage. In clinical trials also, everyone had a doubt because at the time, the Engerix B was the ruler, that the high standard hepatitis B vaccine from SmithKline Beijing. They started creating tremors in the eyes of ethical committees of every hospital. Don't test that, that will kill your children. It's not well tested. So I have to go to drug controller to stop this vilification campaign. He doesn't want to cooperate with me. Probably he is in line with the multinational company. Then I have to use a technique saying that this, whatever they are calling not well tested, it doesn't affect me, it affects you. You have given me the license. You have given me the license, so you have to safeguard yourself. They said that it's not well tested. Then he woke up. He has given me permission for testing our vaccine in comparison with the imported vaccine at 6 centers in the country, in Bombay, CCMB, in Hyderabad, and also in Calcutta, in Delhi, and Vellore, CMC Vellore. At all these 6 centers, we came with the flying colors, proved to be this vaccine is much better than the imported vaccine. The titers that have come, that is titer means that is the response, the saving element. The higher the titers, more saving. Our titers were 24,000, but the imported vaccine had only 480. With the 2 doses of our vaccine, the subject is well protected. For them, we have to do 3 doses. So, Vaccine Magazine published this data saying that a tiny company in India has developed a wonderful, effective vaccine for hepatitis B. That's how Shantha has become very worldwide known. WHO, we applied for WHO pre-qualification. After 2.5 years of struggle, we got that, and we could export to UNICEF at fraction of the cost of the imported vaccines. People were supplying, multinationals were supplying to UNICEF at $18. We have applied to UNICEF after getting the approval at 23 cents we supplied. In our country, for children, we are given at 25 rupees. For adults, we are given at 50 rupees. Here also, we have gone with innovation, saying that regular channel of marketing is very difficult. Even if I am ready to give at 50 rupees, that has to go from production department to my marketing department. Our marketing department is our own department, but they are all tie-clad and suitcase carrying high-fly people. They have their own expenses. They will ask 15% expenses for marketing. They will add 15%. Then they give it to a super stockist. He will add 10%. Super stockist will give to stockist. He will add 25%. Retail, it will go to retailer. He will take 20%. So my 50 rupees have become almost 120, 130. I thought it is not the way to do. I requested the IMA, Indian Medical Association, we will have the public vaccination. We will have on every Sunday or every holiday in a public place, mass vaccination camps. We took the permission of collector, IMA, doctors have come and vaccinated. Hundreds of children with their mothers were standing in the queue. We could do that. We reduced the marketing chain costs. And how we could do it 50 rupees, you can ask me. We have not followed the inventor's path. They have done in a particular style. We have done, our scientists have done in a very innovative way. We use a different organism, vector, which has given 12-fold increase in productivity. That is our innovation. We could get a patent for that. Unfortunately, in those days, process patents were valid. Now it is no more valid. In 2005, our government, by force, by developed nations, we were forced to sign GATT agreement, saying that process patents are no more valid, all product patents. Now I cannot make any existing vaccine outside the same name here. In those days, I could do hepatitis B, though there was a hepatitis B vaccine, because my process was different. In Tamil Nadu, they make sambar. In Andhra also, we make sambar. Sambar name is same. Can they fight with me legally that you can't make sambar? My sambar is different. My process is different. My ingredients are different. Name may be same. My hepatitis B vaccine is different. I use a different vector. My productivity is much higher. My sensitivity is very higher. My efficacy is much higher than yours. Even 2 doses is good enough. So that's how I differentiated from the inventor's vaccine to follower vaccine. We have done in the same spirit around 13 to 14 vaccines at fraction of the cost. Everything is fraction of the cost. So this saga continued and we could do what is required. My pain is here. Already we have touched 7:30. My pain here is we have done an affordable vaccine with local currency. Government of India should include this human initiative. I can sell to private markets, but it's a tiny company with low margins. My margins are only 7%, 6%. After leaving some money for R&D, because we have no funding from outside. The health minister, the foreign affairs minister of Oman, after some point of time, he said that, look, I have given you initial boost to support your R&D, everything. Now you are independent, good company. You don't need my support. I have to exit. My role is over. You should look for a strategic partner and look for it, and I will sell away my 50%, or else you buy my shares. I don't have money to buy his 50% stock. Then we brought one French company. That company came in with 50%. And also some of I have given shares to all employees. I believed in one thing. It is not a one-man show. The company should be, every employee in the company should feel that they are stakeholders in the company. That is the principle I followed as I was influenced by my maternal uncle, a communist, staunch communist. He said that worker is not a worker. He is your co-worker. You are also a worker, he is a co-worker. The benefits what you derive should be equal. Because you have invested, you may take more. But they are investing in shrama, labor. You are also working. You are also taking. So So they also should be partners. They are not your employees. They are your shareholders. That's how everyone is a shareholder. All those people were lured by high valuation by French company. So they have acquired majority stake, and they could go up to 67, 70%. Some people remained, and I remained. Over a period of time, they went on buying out. Even I was asked to sell. They started investing more and more money into the company to bring more technologies and other products. So today it is more or less 100% FDI. That scheme has come thanks to our central government. Now in India, no good company will remain an Indian company. East India fervor is coming again back. Any good company in India will be subsequently will be owned by multinationals. They bring with a bag of money our people, our talent, our land, our air, our water, their money, and their IP. This is the sad part. Everybody will come here with bag full of money. They develop with our talent, and they take the IP. They make more money. We are only serving them as coolies. This is the sad part of it. Okay, let me come back. Government of India should have included this discrimination schedule. At that time, in the coalition government, the health minister demanded 25 crores for his party to include this into the schedule. Unfortunately, he didn't understand that of neighbor countries, even including Pakistan, which was in politically opponent to us, Vajpayee Garu wanted to make peace with them, and he made a promise to them that Lahore bus, the political adjustments. They asked not, bus is okay, but we need a vaccine from your country. We have developed a good vaccine. Give us 1 million doses. Vajpayee government at the time, PMO office asked me to give that 1 million. We have donated that vaccine to Pakistan. They are using our vaccine. The Burma is buying from us. Lanka is buying from us for their immunization schedule. They incorporated the country what developed it, that government has not implemented. When I got twice technology award, first time I got it, I took it. Second time, when they want to again give me for new development, I put a condition: unless you implement this implementation schedule, I don't want to come for the award. After that, only this gentleman asked me for 25 crores. I said I will not give. It was not done. In fact, Shantha was banned for any government purchases. That ban was only for a couple of months. Manmohan Singh has come. I informed him this problem. They removed the ban. They implemented. After 11 years of our introduction, coinciding with 50 years of independence, we have done the vaccine, and Parliament celebrated this. India has become genetically capable nation. Everything is okay. They have given me Padma Bhushan Award. More than 180, 200 awards they have given to me. DSR awards, CSR awards, Prime Minister awards, name it. Everything has been got, but it is not implemented for 11 years. Finally, it got into a schedule. This is the, what I want to speak out here is not necessarily we should be expert in the subject domain, number one. Number two, all hurdles, they are only challenges to you not to stop at that point. Fight it out. If the intention is noble, there are some 10% of the people in the government who are very noble. They also helped me. Not that every government official has disturbed me. 90, you know the ratio, Kauravas are 100, Pandavas are 5. So also in government, there are 5 people who are benevolent to help me. I could take their help. I could move forward. Any entrepreneur, if he has an intention to do good for society, there are people to help you. You should not stop. You should raise against the all odds. Kite raises against wind, not with the wind. You should have the stamina to hold. You should be what you call frustration proof. In Telugu, we call it Sigulenu Adagam Migilte, government office Nilavadite, a Opikunte. If your intention is noble, you will come out successful. Shantha is an example. Shantha didn't lose any money. At selling at 23 rupees, not that we made millions of rupees, but we got a high valuation for the company because multinational people felt that this company is going to be an unnecessary impediment in our markets. We will limit that company by acquiring stock into that. And with that low-cost production, low-cost development, we make use of it for serving the southern part of the globe. Southern part of the globe, they can't afford to pay so much of money. Another part, northern part of the globe, they are rich people, Europe and America. They can afford. They were very clever in thinking like that, and they got into Shantha equity. Now, here also they are increasing their prices because I have no majority stake in the company. I cannot rule them out. I am trying my best to come out of the company because it is no more, the same philosophy is not there, the priority is not there, and it is no more a Shantha. For 11 years, they bore with me. I am thankful to them. That is the condition. They should not change the name for 11 years. They should not change the philosophy of the company of making it available at affordable cost. For 11 years, things have changed. Management team also changed. And a new team has no attachment to me, to my sentiments, to my philosophy. And they only look for money. They are right in their own way. They have invested so much of money. They have to get their money. But my point is, any Indian entrepreneur, if he thinks of doing something, they should come forward and take up. We are no way inferior to Western brains. We are no way lack of innovation. We can innovate. Our own people are innovating outside the country. If government wake up to the call and make R&D at the core subject in this country, we can innovate here. I want to make a mention here. In those days when I started, when you spent 1 rupee, we used to get 150% raayati on income tax. They used to take it out. They reduced it to 100. We felt bad. They reduced it to 15 Modi time. Now it is reduced to 0. They are giving a signal to people that don't innovate. In fact, in those days, either innovate or perish. Now, if you innovate, you will perish. Make in India is what bringing two parts of the cell phone, snap it, and you make it here. It's all well done outside. A fourth class is employed, saying that we have given employment. And that girl or whatever it is, they put both the parts and snap them together and put it in a box. That is make in India. That is the definition of make in India. The country is losing productivity because low battery. The country is losing the stamina to produce. In China, in 1991, they could supply 3% of the world requirement. Today, they supply 86% of the global requirement. America lost their manufacturing capacity. They are also into marketing. India slided down to from productivity to marketing, from marketing to now science, services. We are more service-oriented company. And we are sending away our people to develop products for outsides. We are selling the people on an hourly basis to glorified coolies. And we are happily sitting here without any IP. The country has to progress. Again, manufacturing should be given priority. More entrepreneurs, more radical thinkers should come. More obnoxious people should come. And people should have fighting spirit. Irrespective of, despite of government, one should take up the challenge and they should cross it. There are people to help you. As I had help from some people of the government. And if your intentions are noble, entire universe will conspire to make it happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Varaprasad Garu. Thank you. Held us spellbound with your very personal narrative. What makes it so interesting and inspiring is that you have lived through every word you have spoken. It is not every day that we can get people who can speak from personal experience. There are a lot of questions which have come into my chat box.
Sir,
and in the, yeah.
one thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
In Geneva, the comment was beggar countries, beggars. Shantha is of its production free of cost. We are donors. The other companies remained static. We are donors. We have raised our flag as donor. We are no more beggars.
That's a huge change of scene from what you have seen in the late 70s to the current situation. But your last part is a little sad, that after having grown it organically against all odds, it is again the story of East India, as you say. So let me take up the first question here, which says, compared to the experiences that you had when you conceived this idea of setting up, how do you see the government policies today to encourage an entrepreneur?
There is some definitely change, sir. I accept that. I cannot blame the same way. However, lot more to be done. Red tapeism is still there. Number one, corruption increased. 2, 3, more than anything. See, myself and a stalwart, very noble person, Mashelkar, you might have heard the name Mashelkar. He was CSR Director General. I approached him to reduce 62 steps. We could find out at least 8 to 9 steps we could reduce from 62 steps. I was amazed to see now again they have come back to 63 steps. What we did, they were undone. That is sad part. So things have improved. Government is moving. More entrepreneurs are coming. There is a level of confidence has come in entrepreneurs. You see, not only because of me, there are many people who are successful. Number 2, more than anything, government, whether they are there or not, I don't bother about it. Banks have come forward to fund it. Now every biotech company is getting funding. And Department of Biotechnology, at that time, 150 crores funding. Now they have 5,000 crores to give to industry. Still, our spend on R&D is sub-minimal. National Institute of Science in America, annual budget for them is $27 billion. $27 billion. In India, our spend is 2 billion or 3 billion, not more than that. And with pharma, only one company called Pfizer, their R&D budget is 5 billion. One company, one product. Our entire private sector in R&D, including big institutes like Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, 4 billion. On every sector, it could be electronics, it could be textiles, it could be chemicals, it could be anything, cement or steel. Our expenditure on R&D has been very, very poor. And removing incentives for R&D is fatal for the country.
The next question is about how do you, and if so, how can you transfer this kind of social entrepreneurship spirit that you possessed, which led to Shantha Biotech, to the youngsters of today? Are you investing in any initiative for such a transfer?
Nowadays, I have been called by every university to talk about entrepreneurship. I have been doing that at my own cost. Probably I have done so far more than 150, 200 seminars. This is one way that in every college, at least 1 or 2 people can come out to become an entrepreneur, that too socially conscious entrepreneur. I think my purpose is served in a limited way. As an individual, I cannot do more than this. I am 75.
And there's an interesting thought or a question. Since you narrated the unsavory incident of the health minister, did you ever consider entering politics so that you can bring about good policies in the country?
No, sir. I never tried for it because my age factor. And I was very active until 7 years back. in Shantha. I was only concentrating on adding more products, but at this age, very difficult. And youth should come. Normally, when I go to my slogan is this: become a socially conscious entrepreneur. Don't be a job seeker, job provider. If possible, become a good leader. If anybody starts a leadership college or school or university, I want to donate some money to it. And I want to be a free time. I don't take anything. I will go and then teach. I will take up a subject and teach them. We need, this country has enough engineers, enough doctors, but no good leaders. We need more leaders, genuine leaders.
There is something similar in the Indian School of Business, I think, for the family business owned entrepreneurs. They have a short-term course, not the regular MBA. Maybe that could be something you may have already explored it or already addressed some sessions.
Where, sir? Who?
Indian School of Business, ISB.
ISB.
Yeah.
ISB went and talked. They have a case study there, but now ex-CBI Joint Director Lakshminarayan Garu, he is thinking of a leadership school institute for which I agreed. I am ready to fund it. That's what I told him. It has not taken shape.
Incidentally, Dr. Mashelkar, Ramesh Mashelkar spoke at a FOSWL meeting a few months ago. So FOSWL members were fortunate to have heard about how he transformed CSIR from a dormant state that you witnessed to churning out patents from almost all those 40 or 50. There's a question about a diabetic drug, apparently, and I don't know, one of your companies in the US, I understand, makes glaucoma, a non-invasive device to test blood sugar levels. And the member was, is it available in India?
Yes. It is to check the sugar levels through saliva. One company in Oregon state, actually I invited them to India. I funded that company. We are making that product and it is yet to get USFDA approval. Probably in 6 months time we'll get it and we'll put it in market at affordable cost. No need to pinch every day to know your HbA1c. That will give the solution. That is a point of care to even villages who can give. They can test it by themselves and then they can approach the doctor. Most of the time, people are not aware that they have diabetes.
I see. So is it freely available in the markets in India or? Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. It is going to come in 6 months time.
6 months.
Diabetes, one diagnostic kit, another is pre-eclampsia for expecting mothers. That is also very important. At affordable cost, we are trying to do that. That is also coming out. The company called Diabetomics India. I'm the chairman of that.
I see. Thomas, I think you have accidentally shared your screen. Can you please stop sharing your screen? Thomas?
It is only white patch.
Yeah, his phone, I think. Yeah. The next question is again revolving around the same 62 or 63 permits that you mentioned about. Today, the government at the center as well as many states are publishing their ease of doing business ranks. Do you think that this has translated to an easier regulatory mechanism on the ground, or do you still see that a lot needs to be done?
Sir, in Telangana government, KTR has discussion with us and he made it easier in other terms, not on scientific terms. Scientific terms, he cannot, that is all done by central government. Drug control is the central government purview. Here, to get land, to get approval, to get a factory act, all those things, he eased it very well. definitely there is a lot of improvement in India. I mean, Telangana.
I see.
That Telangana is on the forefront of easing it out business. Excellent.
I see. Next one is, I think people also are aware of your other activities. So could you speak a little about your post Shantha Biotechnic active role activities, because you're also involved in many fine arts, support to fine arts, promotion of our culture.
I am involved in creation of music and collection of music. I collected almost for 60 years, I collected music. Not all, but where there is a value of Sahityam and Sangeetam, I grouped them together. I divided them into categories. I shared with many of the people who are interested in music, free of cost. And also I created music, and that also I shared with many people. 100 hours of music I created. I got them written and then tuned melodies. For melody, I given importance for melody. See, Carnatic music, only few people will learn, whereas mellifluous music is for everybody. Not necessarily that you should learn Carnatic music.
Yeah.
Shastriya Sangeetam is tough one. It is only for pandits. Of course, everybody listen to it as a routine, but Janapadam, the Lalita Sangeetam, that is what my main focus. And we created so much of music on that. And I published books both on humor and on spirituality. And in addition to that, I started a Shantha Vasanta Trust for helping people in for health cause, education, spiritual work, publishing books, etc. And I am taking care of some another ashrams, ashrams. I have an annual budget of 2.3 crores. I do that. In addition to that, the technology on technology front, patches for palliative care, they're not available in India. And Johnson & Johnson, they were selling at 800 rupees. I requested one Indian gentleman scientist to bring that technology here. I participated in equity. He's doing it here at 100 rupees.
Oh.
That is my initiative. That name is Sparsha Pharmaceuticals. And another is Diabetomics, I told you, for saliva-based diagnostic kits. And then one more company, I am helping them to make steel doors for the classified rooms. Class 1. In pharmaceutical, we require clean rooms.
Right.
Clean room areas, company is doing that infrastructure. I'm also with that company. These are all not for making any money, but of course, it's not a donation also. I participate in equity, and by being equity stakeholder, I have the chance to oversee how they are doing, how they are performing. I'm on their board. So these are my other activities. And artificial blood, that is very essential. Now you know that our blood banks are not doing well. And we are very difficult. Every day you see scrolling in the TV, we need urgently P plus blood or AO blood. And all blood banks are not very well functioning. And we need artificial blood, which will eliminate all these kind of hurdles. Anybody can get blood very easily. And that is, if they're successful, is the game changer. That company also, I am supporting them. They are doing that. Probably they will come into market in 1 year time. Lazulin Biotech. So like this, I am getting involved with social activities and my music, my literature, companies and trust activities. I'm keeping myself very busy. And more than anything, my intention is that society should bring better governments.
Right.
And social responsibility is that also. Whenever election comes, we should look into the manifesto. If they are uttering any freebies, we should not vote for them.
Mm-hmm.
They should give prominence for development. What kind of new laboratories they are going to build here? What kind of new initiatives they are taking for R&D purposes? No new incubators they should start here for startup companies. All such things, unless they do that in their manifesto, we should not vote. We should abstain from voting.
Interesting. Incidentally, J.D. Lakshminarayan garu also addressed one of our meetings. In fact, I think It was just the evening before he announced his political arangetram. That meeting was at Dr. Gullapalli's hospital, LV Prasad, and he spoke to us. Gullapalli also spoke to us. So we are very fortunate that you could spend the evening with us in spite of your being down with the COVID. Really appreciate that. May I now call upon our Joint Secretary, Mr. Somasekhar Rao, to propose a vote of thanks. It's 8:05. So it has been a very interesting evening. Somasekhar Rao.
ఇది చదవాలండి మేము చూడలేము.
ఏదండి?
1 minute, sir.
Sir, there in the comments are only comments.
యా కొన్ని నాకు పర్సనల్ విండోలో వచ్చినాయండి, కొన్నాను చాట్ లో ఉన్నాయి.
Good evening.
ఒక నిమిషం సోమశేఖర్ గారు, ఒక నిమిషం, ఆయన చాట్ చూస్తున్నారు వరప్రసాద్ గారు.
Okay.
Okay, they are only praises.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Somasekhar Garu.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of FOSWL Hyderabad and on my own behalf, I propose vote of thanks. President of FOSWL Hyderabad, Sri Venkateswara Garu, distinguished speaker, Dr. Varaprasad Reddy Garu, family and friends of Mr. Reddy Bhaskar Rao Garu, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining our 164th monthly meeting. This is the 8th monthly meeting in our 4th year without a break.
14th year. 14th year.
Yeah. We thank the family members of Mr. Reddy Bhaskar Rao Garu for establishing an annual endowment lecture in his name in the month of August. We also thank T. Satyanarayana Garu for logistics sponsorship for the month of August in the name of his spouse, Srimati T. Vasundhara. Thank you, Mr. Parikshit Surana, for reading the prayer. Thank you, Ms. Katharina Sushmita, for introducing the distinguished speaker. We wish you both a successful career ahead of you. The recent pandemic, while causing a lot of anxiety and fears, has also made every Indian proud that India produced an effective vaccine that serves many other countries too. Dr. Varaprasad Reddy Garu accomplished a similar feat several decades ago, and it was interesting and fascinating to know the difficulties he had to surmount to achieve the success he did. But what stands out is the way he has gleaned life's lessons from every obstacle and moved ahead with a determination while staying true to what he believed in it. It is not every day that we get to meet a person who has impacted the health and well-being of millions of people of his motherland. That he is now spending his time talking to youngsters and sharing his wealth of knowledge is a demonstration of his social consciousness and sense of societal responsibility. Add to that is a strong passion to preserve our culture, history, and heritage, especially our arts, and we cannot but marvel at his sense of purpose and commitment. Thank you very much, Dr. Varaprasad Reddy Garu, for sharing your thoughts with us and spending the evening with us. It is much appreciated. We propose to continue with these Zoom meetings till further notice. Please continue to follow COVID protocols as we are hearing of growing cases again and new variants being identified. The daily count in Hyderabad is said to have crossed 1,000 recently. Our forthcoming meetings are as follows. 17th September this year, Mr. Girish Reddy, former partner, Goldman Sachs, on the boards of Cornell University and ISB, will deliver a talk on global attraction of US universities. 15th October this year, Professor Narasimha Rao Desraju, Honorable Professor, Biochemistry, IISc Bangalore, and Advisor, Chellakere Campus, IISc Chitradurga District, Karnataka, will speak on the Chellakere project. Next, 19th November this year, Ms. Padma Gurkha, Founder and Technical Director of Thermopads, will speak on empowerment of women through entrepreneurship and change in social norms. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, till we meet on the third Saturday of September, the 17th of our 165th monthly meeting. Stay safe and you can switch on your cell phones. Thank you.
Thank you then, and it's nice having all of you. Thank you, Dr. Varaprasad Reddy again. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye. Opportunity.